You want to be like in the camera or to the side?
Talk to my hand. Ibo, we must stop meeting like this.
We must do, yeah.
Talk me through their goal then.
Their goal was horrendous. I think it's fair to say that on the bench, when it went in, we went bananas.
Yes, yes.
It was just, such a poor goal to give away. We talk to people. Every week we say, myself and my little tubby friend over there, Jason.
Yes, we'll just show you. There's Jason. Just straight on.
Every week we say to him, look, if you disagree with a decision the referee's given, got no problem with you telling him, so long as it's in a reasonable way that isn't going to get you sent off. And in some ways we've got to be a bit more professional and appeal better for stuff. But what you can't do is forget about the play, ignore the game, and turn your back on the ball and argue with the referee. And that is exactly what we did. The ball, the guy who hit the free kick from their half mishit the free kick.
Yeah, he sort of toe poked it.
He mishit it. It bobbled about 20 times along the ground. To their centre forward, and in particular, one of our central defenders was aware with the ferries. He was facing the wrong way, still, sort of debating what had happened. And you can't do that. You've got to switch on. You've got to be bright for your free kicks and particularly for the other teams. And we didn't do that. So it was a terrible goal to give away. I mean, we were talking about after the game, and people said, well, it could have been 4-3 or 5-3 at that stage. It wasn't 5-3. It was 0-0. And we should have got at least a point out of that because they shouldn't have scored that goal.
Sure. What happened before the game? It wasn't Wormel set to play, and then
Worms was set to play. He's had this back problem for a couple of weeks, and we thought a couple of weeks ago that we were going to lose him for perhaps a month or so. His back was out of alignment. We got him to a chiropractor he uses in Crawley, and the chiropractor put it fairly, not immediately to rights. It was said it would need 5 or 6 sessions, but significantly improved it on the first session, and he was told you can play. So we expected him to have been out for about the last 3 or 4 games. It hasn't been, but it's obviously flared up in the warm-up. So with about 25 minutes from the game, from the start, we suddenly find that we've got another race. It's 2 steps forward and 3 back at the moment because Breachy was just...
Yeah, he's in, he's out, what's going on there?
Well, Breachy's problem was a hamstring, and he's got over that, but the East League game, again, he fell awkwardly and he's bruised the bottom of his spine, or at least I hope it's just a bruise. And he's managed to train all week, although he's in some discomfort, but not enough to stop him training. And we never thought we had any problems with Breachy. And he rang me last night and said, look, it's really stiffened up and I'm struggling to move at all. We gave him a fitness test, but, he just was not mobile enough. And, so the good news is that it's an injury that should clear up very quickly as opposed to a hamstring, but we could have done without losing him as well. But as I said earlier, you can't whinge about that. We just got to get on with it, and particularly today, because no matter how the game went, we shouldn't have allowed them to score the goal that they did, and we get a point out of a hard game if we'd have done that. And it was the same against Hampton. We conceded a poor goal. Against Eastleigh last week we conceded a poor goal early on, and if
Welling as well, I recall tonight.
If we weren't conceding these poor goals, we'd have been grabbing points out of it, and we still won't be happy because we still wouldn't have played as well as we probably should have done, but at least we're getting something out of the game. So it was just,
Let's cling to a shred of hope and optimism, though.
There's not just a shred of hope and optimism, Patrick. There's lots of hope.
Yeah, we had a fantastic crowd today. 1,236. 1,300 and what?
60. Which is tremendous. I mean, we lovely day, smashing occasion. The club, it's great credit to the club that we've got to the stage that we're at, 125 years, you know, and we need to turn things round and start to look forward to the next 125 years, and we will do that. So there's not,
Of course we will.
there's not a shred of optimism. There's lots of optimism, you know.
And we're in the FA Cup. We're still in the cup.
Yeah. Well, as I
Harlow
said,
Town. Do you know anything about them? Are they
they're fourth in the Ryman North.
right?
Good sideball accounts. We've had them watched. I've got a report on them, and they're a good side, but they're a couple of leagues below us, and you know, all you can ask for in the FA Cup at this stage is a home game. We've got that, so the ball's in our court. We've got to be positive, you know, and believe that we're going to. If we win this game, then you know, we're only a couple of games away from the first round proper. We've avoided another conference south side, which is another bonus. So we've got to take those plus points and go out and be very positive next week.
Fantastic. We will see you next week at the Pan.
Look forward to it.
Cheers, Dibbo.
Cheers.